This is Data Jockey, machine learning for Victorian racing. Today I am looking at race 7, Wangaratta, Sunday 23 August 2026. Straight into it. Before the detail, the headline for race 7 at Wangaratta, 2 model selections. Boss Boy is the place pick, top of the models list for this race. The Quiet Immortal is the same race multi-leg only, the top 4 selection, not a standalone place bet. That is the quick version, Boss Boy for the place, multi combining both if you are after the longer odds. Stay with me though, because the model is seeing something worth unpacking in this field. Race 7 at Wangaratta, 13 runners, top 3 paying the place dividend. The model's read here is interesting straight away. The favorite is not the top selection. That is the model telling you it sees value the market has missed. This is precisely the kind of scenario where the data and the crowd disagree, and that disagreement is where the value sits. 2 selections from the model for this race, a place pick, and a same race multi combining both. Remember, not every race makes the cut. The model only selects when the value is genuinely there, and today it is. On to the breakdown. Quick context before the picks, since how this works matters for understanding what follows. The model driving these selections is machine learning based, trained on Victorian racing, and it never stops updating. Every race meeting adds to what it knows. That is different from a static system built once and forgotten, and it matters because racing patterns shift over time, season to season, even track condition to track condition. The real differentiator, though, is the target. Most tipping approaches chase the winner. This model chases place finishers instead, horses landing in the top positions, paying a place dividend. Different target, different method entirely. It is processing dozens of variables across the whole field simultaneously: pace, distance, field makeup, historical patterns, how each runner matches today's specific rivals. All at once, in combinations that are well beyond what manual analysis can realistically track. The full methodology is linked in the description if you want to go deeper. Right now, though, race 7 is the focus, and the model has a strong view worth walking through. Let us get into it. Let us start with pick 1 for race 7. Boss Boy, the model's top selection, currently 8th in the market. Not the favorite, nowhere near the headline of the betting market, just sitting at a price the model believes is significantly off. That is the whole story right there. A gap between what the market thinks and what the data is showing, and that gap is precisely what this model is built to find. Here is something worth being upfront about, because I think it builds trust rather than costing it. I cannot point to one tidy reason the model has landed on Boss Boy. That is not how it operates. It is not running on a single insight like track preference or distance record, the kind of single-factor reasoning that most form analysis relies on. Instead, it is working through dozens of variables at the same time. Track conditions, distance, field size, who else is in this race, historical patterns drawn from thousands of past Victorian races. All of it considered together, picking up on relationships a person scanning a form guide would simply never catch. That is the whole point of building it this way. If it could be boiled down to one sentence, there would be no need for a model at all. What matters is this. The market has Boss Boy sitting at 8th in the market. The model has it ranked first for race 7. That difference is where the value sits, and finding exactly that kind of gap is what this model exists to do. It was built specifically around place finishers, not winners, so when it puts a horse at the top, it is saying this horse matches the pattern of horses that have historically finished in the places. A different way of looking at the problem entirely. Boss Boy for the place. Top 3 finish in a 13-runner field. That is the model's read on race 7. For entertainment purposes only, please make your own informed decision before placing any bet. On to pick 2, the Quiet Immortal, sitting at 3rd in the market. This is a different category of selection compared to pick 1, and the distinction is worth spelling out clearly. The model has the Quiet Immortal pegged as a likely top 4 finisher, but it does not extend that confidence to a top 3 finish specifically. That is the key difference. There is not enough in the data to support a standalone place selection on the Quiet Immortal, but there is enough to support its role in the same race multi as the top 4 leg. This might look like a small technical point, but in a 13-runner field, it carries real weight. Top 3 pays a place dividend, fourth simply does not. So the Quiet Immortal is not the model's idea of a place bet on its own. Its value sits in the multi. Reading the model's view on the Quiet Immortal plainly, it belongs in this race, fits the top 4 shape of this field, but getting into top 3 specifically is less certain. For the multi, top 4 is sufficient. Boss Boy finishing top 3, the Quiet Immortal finishing top 4, that is what the model is backing for race 7. Here is the same race multi for race 7, Boss Boy finishing top 3, the Quiet Immortal finishing in the top 4. Check with your wagering provider on availability for this market. Before going further, worth being precise about something, since these two bet types get mixed up easily. They are not the same kind of bet, and they do not carry the same odds of landing. Boss Boy as a standalone place selection is the higher probability option. The model has stronger confidence there. The return is smaller, but the chance of it landing is greater, and that is the model's primary read on race 7. The same race multi is the longer odds path. Both legs need to come in, Boss Boy in top 3 and the Quiet Immortal in the top 4, which makes it less likely overall than the place bet by itself, but the payoff if it lands is meaningfully larger. Neither is compulsory. The place selection on Boss Boy carries the model's strongest signal. The multi exists for those interested in the higher risk, higher reward option. Whichever you go with, understand clearly what each bet actually requires. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please make your own informed decision. If you are following the full card today, all the race tips are in the playlist. One video per race, all uploaded before race 1. Have a look at the other races and see which of the model's selections are relevant to you. Some punters combine multiple selections into a place multi. Check your wagering provider for how that works. Always make your own informed decision before placing any bet. And this is important, always check for scratchings before you consider placing anything. Horses get scratched on race morning and it can completely change the picture. The model's place selection for race 7 is Boss Boy. Have a look at the playlist for the rest of the card. Subscribe if you have not already. I do this for every Victorian meeting, every race day, and it is completely free to follow along. And that is race 7 Wangaratta done. The place selection is Boss Boy, with the same race multi-combination sitting at Boss Boy top 3 and the Quiet Immortal top 4 for anyone chasing the longer odds. Results are tracked and posted publicly every week without exception, every good week and every bad one included. That ongoing record, built up week after week, is the fairest way to judge whether this model is genuinely worth following, rather than taking any single claim on faith. As always, this is purely for entertainment purposes. Please make your own informed decisions and gamble responsibly. See you in the next video.